Hey Taurus, I need to talk to you about something that came through in your reading today, and honestly, I was not planning to share this right away, but the energy is so specific that I know someone out there really needs to hear this message right now. So let me just dive right in, because what I pulled for you is actually quite significant. I want you to know before we even start that whatever fear or hesitation you have been carrying, whatever has been making you second guess yourself lately, the cards are showing me that you are actually standing at a really powerful threshold right now. This is not one of those readings where I am going to tell you everything is going to magically fall into place overnight. But what I am seeing is that you have everything you need already within you to move through whatever this is. So I shuffled the deck with your energy in mind, Taurus, and the first card that came out is the King of Cups. And I have to tell you, this is such a beautiful card to start with because it is all about emotional mastery and maturity. When I see the King of Cups, I am not talking about someone who avoids their feelings or pretends everything is fine. I am talking about someone who has learned to sit with their emotions, understand them, and then make decisions from a place of wisdom rather than reaction. For you, Taurus, this King of Cups is showing me that you are being called to step into this level of emotional intelligence in a situation that has probably been quite overwhelming for you. Maybe you have been feeling like your emotions are too much, or maybe you have been worried that caring so deeply about something or someone makes you vulnerable. But what this card is telling me is that your emotional depth is actually your superpower right now. The King of Cups sits on his throne in the middle of turbulent waters, but he does not get swept away by them. He has learned to navigate emotional currents without losing himself in them. This is what you are learning to do right now, Taurus. There is something in your life where you have been afraid that if you fully feel everything you are feeling, it might overwhelm you or lead you to make a mistake. But the King of Cups is saying no. Your ability to feel deeply and still maintain your center is exactly what is going to guide you through this. I am also getting that this card is about compassion, both for others and for yourself. You might have been really hard on yourself lately, maybe judging yourself for not being further along or for still having feelings about something you think you should be over by now. The King of Cups is reminding you that emotional healing is not linear, and that being gentle with yourself is not the same as being weak. In fact, it takes incredible strength to be kind to yourself when you are struggling. What I find really interesting about this card appearing first is that it sets the tone for everything else we are going to look at. It is like the universe is saying to you, right from the start, you can trust yourself with your own feelings. You are not going to fall apart. You are not going to make a terrible decision just because you care. Your emotional awareness is actually going to be the compass that guides you forward. The second card I pulled is the Ace of Cups. And okay, Taurus, this is where things get really beautiful because the Ace of Cups is about new beginnings in the emotional realm. This is about a fresh start in how you experience love, connection, creativity, or spiritual fulfillment. After the King of Cups showing you that you have emotional maturity, the Ace of Cups is showing you that you are ready to receive something new. Now, I want to be clear about what this means because sometimes people see the Ace of Cups and they immediately think this must mean a new romantic relationship. And while that is certainly possible, this card is often much more expansive than that. The Ace of Cups is about your heart opening up in a new way. It is about being willing to feel again, to hope again, to believe in good things again, even after you have been disappointed or hurt. For some of you, this could absolutely be about a new relationship or a renewal in an existing relationship where suddenly there is a depth and openness that was not there before. But for many of you, this Ace of Cups is about falling back in love with your own life. It is about reconnecting with your creativity or your spirituality or your sense of joy in a way that feels fresh and genuine. The Ace of Cups appears as a hand emerging from a cloud, offering you a cup that is overflowing with water, and that overflowing aspect is so important. This is not about rationing your love or your joy or your creativity. This is not about being careful and cautious with your heart. The Ace of Cups is an invitation to let your cup overflow, to let yourself be filled up so completely that you naturally have abundance to share with others. I am sensing that some of you have been really protective of your heart lately, and for good reason. Maybe you have been through something that made you want to build walls or keep people at a distance. But the Ace of Cups is showing me that you are being given an opportunity to try again, to open up again. And this time, it is going to feel different because you are different. You are coming into this with the wisdom of the King of Cups that we just talked about. There is also something here about receiving. The Ace of Cups is literally a hand offering you something, and the question is, are you willing to take it? Are you willing to accept this new beginning, this new opportunity for emotional fulfillment? Sometimes we can be so used to disappointment that we do not even notice when something good is being offered to us. The Ace of Cups is asking you to pay attention and to be willing to say yes when the universe extends something beautiful towards you. Now, the third card is Death, and I know, everyone always gets nervous when the Death card shows up, but please hear me when I say this is actually a really powerful card, and it fits so perfectly with what we have already seen. The Death card is not about physical death. It is about transformation and necessary endings. It is about letting go of what no longer serves you so that something new can be born. Think about it, Taurus. We just saw the King of Cups talking about your emotional maturity, and then the Ace of Cups talking about new beginnings. And now Death is showing up to say, okay, but in order to fully step into that new beginning, you have to let something die. You have to release something. You have to allow an old version of yourself or an old pattern or an old situation to come to an end. The Death card is one of the most misunderstood cards in the tarot because people fear it, but really it is about liberation. It is about freedom. When something has run its course, when something is no longer serving your highest good, the kindest thing you can do is let it go. And I know that is easier said than done, I really do. Endings can be painful even when we know they are necessary. For you right now, this Death card is asking you, what are you ready to let go of? What belief about yourself or your life, or what is possible for you, needs to die so that you can step into this new emotional chapter that the Ace of Cups is promising? Maybe it is a belief that you are not worthy of deep love. Maybe it is a pattern of settling for less than you deserve. Maybe it is an old identity that no longer fits who you are becoming. The Death card often shows up when we are clinging to something out of fear of the unknown. We know what we have even if it is not making us happy, and the uncertainty of what comes next can feel scarier than staying in a situation that is slowly draining us. But the Death card is very clear, this ending needs to happen. This transformation is not optional if you want to move forward. What I appreciate about the Death card is that it does not sugarcoat things. It acknowledges that transformation can be uncomfortable and that letting go can hurt. But it also promises that on the other side of this death, on the other side of this ending, there is rebirth. There is renewal. You do not stay in the death phase forever. You move through it and you emerge as someone new. The fourth card is the World and Taurus. This card is making me emotional because the World is the final card of the major arcana, and it represents completion, fulfillment, and achievement. After the Death card showing you that you need to let something go, the World is showing you what is waiting for you on the other side of that transformation. The World card is about reaching a level of wholeness and integration that you have been working toward for a long time. This is about a cycle completing. This is about arriving at a place where you can look back and see how far you have come and recognize that everything you went through was actually leading you here. For some of you, the World card is indicating that you are about to achieve something significant, something you have been working toward or dreaming about. This could be in your career, in your relationships, in your personal development, or in your creative life. The World represents success and recognition and accomplishment, and it is telling you that your efforts have not been in vain. But beyond external achievement, the World is also about internal completion. It is about feeling whole within yourself. It is about no longer feeling like you are missing something or like you need to be someone other than who you are in order to be okay. The World card shows a figure dancing in a wreath, completely free and completely herself, and that is the energy that is available to you. I am getting that this completion involves integrating different parts of yourself that maybe you thought were in conflict. Maybe you thought you had to choose between being sensitive and being strong, or between being practical and being creative, or between taking care of yourself and taking care of others. The World card is saying you do not have to choose. You can be all of it. You can hold all of these aspects of yourself, and that is actually what makes you complete. There is also a sense with the World card that you are being recognized for who you truly are. Not for who you pretend to be or who you think you should be, but for your authentic self. And that recognition might come from others, but more importantly, it comes from you. You are finally seeing yourself clearly and appreciating yourself fully. The World card also talks about having the world at your feet, about having options and opportunities available to you. After a period of feeling stuck or limited, you are entering a phase where you have more freedom and more choices than you have had in a while. This is about expansion and possibility and the universe opening up for you in new ways. The fifth card I pulled is the Two of Swords, and this card is interesting because it shows someone sitting with two swords crossed in front of their heart, blindfolded, trying to make a decision. The Two of Swords is about being at a crossroads and feeling stuck in indecision because you cannot see clearly what the right choice is. Now, I know we just saw the world, which was so positive and expansive, so why is the Two of Swords showing up? What this tells me is that even though you are moving toward this beautiful completion and fulfillment, there is a decision you are avoiding right now. There is something you need to choose, and you have been sitting on the fence about it because you are afraid of making the wrong choice. The Two of Swords often appears when we are trying to balance two different desires or two different paths, and we are scared that choosing one means losing the other. Or maybe you are trying to avoid conflict or avoid hurting someone, and so you are staying stuck in this place of indecision, thinking that is somehow better than making a choice. But here is what the Two of Swords is really telling you, Taurus. The blindfold is self-imposed. You are choosing not to see. You actually have more clarity available to you than you are acknowledging right now. The reason you feel stuck is not because you do not know what to do. It is because you are afraid of what you know you need to do. Those swords crossed in front of the heart, that is you protecting yourself emotionally. That is you thinking that if you do not choose, if you do not take action, then you cannot get hurt. But staying in indecision is its own kind of pain. Sitting on that fence is uncomfortable and exhausting, and it is keeping you from moving forward into everything the World card showed us is available to you. What I want you to consider is what would happen if you took off the blindfold. What would you see? What do you already know in your heart that you are pretending not to know? The Two of Swords is asking you to be honest with yourself. It is asking you to stop avoiding the decision and to trust that you have the wisdom to choose correctly. And remember, we started this reading with the King of Cups, with that emotional maturity and wisdom. You are not going to make a reckless decision. You are not going to choose something that is not in your best interest, but you do need to choose. You need to move forward. The Two of Swords cannot be your permanent residence. It is just a moment of pause before you step into action. The sixth and final card is Wheel of Fortune and Taurus. I love that we are ending on this card because the Wheel of Fortune is all about cycles and change and the natural rhythm of life. After the Two of Swords showed you that you need to make a decision, the Wheel of Fortune is saying that when you do make that choice and take that action, you are going to set positive things in motion. The Wheel of Fortune reminds us that life is constantly moving and changing. Nothing stays the same forever. If you have been going through a difficult period, the Wheel of Fortune is telling you that your luck is about to turn. Things are shifting in your favor. The wheel is turning, and you are moving into a more fortunate period. But the Wheel of Fortune is not just about random luck or chance. It is also about the consequences of our actions and the natural cause and effect of the choices we make. When we align ourselves with our highest good, when we make choices that honor who we truly are, we set positive cycles in motion. We create good karma for ourselves. What I find really beautiful is that the Wheel of Fortune has 4 fixed signs in the corners, and Taurus, you are one of those fixed signs. This tells me that you have the stability and the strength to navigate whatever changes are coming. You have the ability to stay grounded even when things around you are shifting. That Taurus energy of yours, that steady, reliable earth sign energy, is actually your anchor during times of change. The Wheel of Fortune is also reminding you that you have been through cycles before. You have been through challenges before, and you have always come through them. You might not have come through them in the way you expected or in the timeline you wanted, but you made it through, and you are going to make it through this too. There is a sense of divine timing with the Wheel of Fortune. Things are happening when they are meant to happen. The people and opportunities that are meant to come into your life are going to come in at exactly the right time. You do not need to force anything or rush anything. You just need to stay open and keep moving forward and trust that the wheel is turning in your favor. So let me bring all of this together for you, Taurus, because the message here is actually quite clear. You are being called to step into a new level of emotional maturity and wisdom with the King of Cups. You have an opportunity for a beautiful new beginning in your emotional life with the Ace of Cups. But in order to fully receive that new beginning, you need to let go of something with the Death card. When you do that, you move into a sense of completion and fulfillment with the world. There is a decision you have been avoiding with the Two of Swords, and you need to take off the blindfold and trust yourself to choose. And when you do make that choice, the Wheel of Fortune tells me that you are going to set really positive things in motion. The overarching message of this reading is, have no fear. You are not going to get this wrong. You are not going to mess everything up. You are ready for what is coming. You have the emotional wisdom, you have the strength, you have everything you need. The universe is supporting you. The cards are supporting you, and I am supporting you. Whatever that fear is that has been holding you back, whatever that voice is in your head telling you that you are not ready or you are not good enough or you are going to fail, that voice is not telling you the truth. The truth is in these cards. The truth is that you are standing at a threshold of something really beautiful, and all you need to do is be brave enough to step through. I would love to know if this resonated with you. Drop a comment and let me know which card spoke to you the most, or if you have been feeling this energy in your life lately. And remember, Taurus, you have got this. You are more ready than you think you are.